Don't let your AC system get knocked out by the heat this upcoming summer. Call KS Services and let our team come take a look. We repair and install all makes and models. We even offer a free no-hassle quote and second opinion, so give us a call today. With our flexible financing, you can literally pick your payment. We may even be able to help you knock down that utility bill a bit.
KS Heating and Air, the team ensuring your comfort.
Weather Xtreme video. This is the afternoon edition. This is for Friday, May 25th. I'm James Spann. All eyes are on newly formed subtropical storm Alberto. How will that affect Alabama and the Gulf Coast? We'll focus on that. As we often do, we'll start with the upper air look. This is the upper flow across the country at 500 millibars, about 18,000 feet off the ground. Big upper low at San Francisco, troughing across the midsection. Ridging here, but again, there's a weakness in the ridge, and with that weakness, we have a number of these big thunderstorm clusters. But understand, not everybody getting rain. Parts of Alabama, the sun is shining brightly. Other parts, we've got flooding. You can see the heavier storms via the visible satellite imagery there right through the central part of the state. That was the radar at 227. Had some flooding issues in parts of Shelby County, Alabaster, Pelham, Chelsea. Heavy rain right over us here in River Chase at ABC 3340. But again, many places with no rain at all today. It's the afternoon thunderstorm lottery. That's the way these things work. They are random and they are scattered. And it's going to be like this tomorrow and Sunday as well. There's the watch warning map. We have flash flood watches in effect now for parts of the central Gulf Coast, including southeast Louisiana, coastal Mississippi, coastal Alabama, and the western part of the Florida Panhandle. Flash flood watches for parts of the Florida Peninsula as well, and parts of Georgia. And that is all in anticipation of Alberto moving northward. Speaking of Alberto, let's roll the satellite imagery. And this is not your classic tropical storm. That's the reason this is a subtropical storm. It is a hybrid between a tropical storm and a mid-latitude storm, like the ones we see here in the cool season. But it's moving north and will emerge into the Gulf of Mexico over the weekend. This is the official forecast track of the Hurricane Center. They bring it up into the Mississippi coast during the day, Monday, or maybe even Monday night. This thing is going to slow down as the steering currents collapse. And then by Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock, they've got this thing as a tropical depression between Columbus and Tupelo, Mississippi. And needless to say, that's going to keep the northern half of the state pretty wet, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday after the holiday weekend is over. In terms of timing, this is the earliest reasonable arrival time of tropical storm force winds. That's over 39 miles per hour. And it could become rather windy on the central Gulf Coast during the day Sunday, but it might be Sunday night or even Monday before the main impact is felt on the Gulf Coast. The weather down there tomorrow will be okay, with sunshine at times and maybe a passing storm. They've had those today. This is the intensity guidance, and no model brings it up to a hurricane. Never say never, but odds are this will stay under hurricane strength. It'll be a tropical storm. The main threat, not the wind, but the rain. This is the rain forecast coming from WPC. And with this color scheme, understand that the orange colors that includes Gulf Shores and Mobile and Dauphin Island, Orange Beach, Fort Morgan. That's between 6 and 10 inches of rain. The yellow extending up to near Tuscaloosa, that's 4 to 6 inches of rain. And the green, the darker green, that's between 2 and 4 inches. Everybody's going to get soaked, but the heaviest rain most likely down around the Alabama Gulf Coast. And again, I really think for the Gulf Coast, the main impact could be late Sunday night into Monday, because this thing is moving at such a slow forward rate here. So let's look at other modeling. This is the GFS, the 12Z run, valid tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Trough in the west, Alberto in the Gulf. And again, tomorrow will be like today, a mixture of clouds and sunshine, scattered, random, hit and miss, scattered showers and storms. Better chance afternoon and evening, highs mid-80s. We'll go to Sunday, and the GFS depicts Alberto south of the mouth of the Mississippi River. And again, for us, the weather's just not going to change much. Mix of sun and clouds, scattered showers and storms. The impact of that will be well south of here. But we'll probably start to see an increase in the effect on the Gulf Coast by late Sunday and Sunday night. We'll go to Monday at 1 o'clock, and it's just not moving. It's creeping along. It's still near the mouth of the Mississippi. And for us, on our end of the state, understand it's probably going to be Tuesday and Wednesday before this thing has a big effect on us. We'll still have the chance of scattered storms Monday, no doubt about that. But most likely Monday will be the most inclement day on the Gulf Coast. We'll check the European Monday, and it's pretty close. It's a little farther to the east. It's got it south of Gulf Shores Monday. Go to Tuesday, it's moving. It should be near Meridian, Mississippi, if this verifies. And the weather on the Gulf Coast should improve greatly on Tuesday. And the northern half of the state will have a lot of rain, breezy, maybe an isolated tornado. And then by Wednesday, it is north of Muscle Shoals up in western Tennessee. And we'll still mention a pretty good chance of rain Wednesday, especially Wednesday morning. So I think for the northern half of the state, the worst day probably will be Tuesday and maybe into Wednesday morning. Then by Thursday, what's left of this thing is over Ohio and only a few isolated showers here. And Friday, it's in the northern tip of New York State. And so clearly we trend drier by Thursday and Friday of next week with only maybe a few isolated showers around. We'll still have the chance of them, but they'll be pretty widely spaced. We've got 10 days, Monday, June 4th, troughing to the east. And again, that looks pretty standard for June, partly sunny, maybe a storm in spots. And the number is coming off the GFS ensemble. Next few days, 70s and 80s because of the clouds and showers. And then after that, we'll see low 90s out there as we get into the month of June toward the middle of the month. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes in the blog. My next video will be Monday morning at 7 o'clock. Brian Peters, the man that looks like Colonel Sanders, will have these updates tomorrow and Sunday. If you can't catch us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and God bless.
Summer's just around the corner, and KS Services wants to be the team ensuring your comfort. We repair and install all makes and models, so give us a call today to get a free, no-hassle second opinion.
KS Heating and Air, the team ensuring your comfort.